So finding your way down to your mat, come to lie down on the back. And just to start here, just find your nice comfortable Shavasana. So arms off to the sides, feet flop open. Give yourself a little adjustment, bringing the shoulder blades a little further down the back. Bring the tailbone a little further towards the heels. Allow the palms to face open. Maybe the eyes start to close. And just starting to become aware of the body and the breath, exactly as it is. Making no adjustments, no changes. Simply noticing how you're showing up to your mat today. Notice the sensation, the back body pressing into the earth. See if those areas of contact melt any deeper into the floor. Start to feel lightness at the front of the body. Inhales and exhales, helping you to expand. And then begin to lengthen out the breaths. Inhales a little stronger, a little more full. And exhales a little deeper, a little more complete. And gradually building up that breath, each one just a little bit longer than the last. And as you deepen that breath, imagine sending it out to all corners of the body. Breathing into the lungs, all the way down to the fingertips, to the toes, along the entire length of the spine. Allow that breath, that fresh energy, the prana to fill you up. And as you exhale, feel yourself releasing anything that doesn't serve you any longer. Slowly start to bring the arms in, join the palms together over the heart. Take a moment here if you'd like to set an intention for your practice. Take an inhale to lift the chest. And exhale, bring the thumbs between the eyebrows, sealing that intention. Release the arms up overhead. Palms still come together to touch. We'll walk the feet together. Point the toes, interlace all 10 fingers, release the index, cross the thumbs. Big inhale, lengthen from fingertips to toes, shrug the shoulders up into the ears. As you exhale, keep that grip, keep the stretch, but start to draw the shoulders down the back body away from the ears. Big inhale here. As you exhale, start to curl the upper body over towards the right side of your mat. Think about crescent moon shape. And then starting to walk that right heel over to right corner of the mat. And we'll cross the left ankle over the right. So finding this nice side body stretch, let it be as big or as subtle as it needs to be. Feel for almost pressing that left hip out to the right. And keeping both shoulders planted firmly on your mat. Maybe starting to gently bring the gaze slightly underneath that left shoulder. One more inhale here. One more exhale, maybe a little deeper stretch. Next, inhale, uncross that left leg. Find your way back through center. Heels through center and the hands. Big inhale here, lengthen. As you exhale, curling the upper body over to the left. Walking left heel to left bottom corner of the mat and crossing right ankle over the left. This time stretching into the right side body from the fingertips all the way down to the toes. Again, letting that stretch be as big or as subtle as it needs to. Maybe starting to bring the gaze gently up under that right shoulder. Keeping both shoulders nice and heavy, planted down on the mat. Take one more big inhale here. Find a little more space. Breathe into right ribs. And exhale, breathing into that space. Really settle into what you found. Next inhale, start to make your way back through center. Heels walk through center, followed by the upper body. One more big inhale here. Shrug the shoulders way up into the ears. Stretch through the fingertips and the toes. And exhale, drawing the shoulders down away from the ears. And we'll release the hands, bring them to the outsides of the thumbs, and draw the knees into the chest. Give yourself a big hug around the shins. Take a little rock side to side. Draw circles on the lower back. And then from here, starting to lift the head and shoulders up off the mat. Really tighten up that grip on the shins, maybe even grabbing for opposite elbows, working your way up the forearms. Tuck the chin to the chest, bring forehead to the knees as best you can. Make yourself into this tight little ball. One more inhale here. As you exhale, release the grip, head and shoulders back down to the mat. Extend the legs straight up overhead. And point or flex the feet, whatever feels best for you. I'm just pausing here a few breaths. Feel for pressing the low belly down, to press the low back down into the mat so that I couldn't even slide a slip of paper underneath you. Starting to reverse the direction of that blood flow, increasing the venous return. And then as we're here, starting to open into the hips, we'll cross the right knee over the left. So really trying to keep the knees stacked one on top of the other, right knee towards you, and then bend the knees, let the feet flop down to the sides. From there, maybe you stay here, maybe just gently drawing the shins in close to the chest. Or maybe you start to walk the hands down to pinky toe edges of the feet for this reclined Gomukhasana variation. If you're grabbing for those feet, flex the feet, press big toe side of the foot away from you. And if you'd like to deepen here, maybe start to lift the feet so that the shins approach parallel with your mat. Keep the low back still pressing firmly down into the mat. Either staying here with that static stretch, or maybe starting to move, swivel to the hips, like you're driving a motorcycle or a little bicycle. Your feet are your handlebars. Keep the shoulders pressing down. Have one more inhale here. One more exhale. Release the grip on the feet. We'll slide that right ankle back so it's stacked over the left knee. Find that figure four shape with the legs. Maybe you stay right here. Maybe right arm threads between the legs for a grip on top of the left shin or behind the left butt. And then starting to draw the legs in towards the chest once again. Still keeping that right foot flexed. Working that to keep the knee safe as we take this hip stretch. Nice and neutral as well through that ankle joint. So if you notice the sole of the foot starting to curl in towards the face, see if you can press big toe side of the foot away from you. And then as we're here, maybe starting to gently press forward on that right thigh with the right forearm. One more slow inhale. And slower exhale. And gently release both legs up to a 90-degree angle with the floor. Arms off to the sides. Once again, couple of breaths here. Press low belly in, low back sinks down. And then coming to that Gomukhasana variation on the second side, left knee crosses over the right. Again, working to keep the knees themselves stacked directly on top of one another. And then bending up the knees, feet flat down to the sides. Maybe just taking a hold of the shins, just gently bringing the legs in a little closer to the bottom. Or maybe starting to walk the hands down to pinky toe edges of their opposite feet. If you have the feet, flex them. Again, pressing big toe side of the foot away to stay nice and neutral in that ankle joint. And if you'd like to come a little deeper, maybe starting to lift the feet so the shins approach parallel with your mat. Getting that internal rotation into the hips as we're here. And then again, maybe finding a little bit of movement here, swiveling the hips side to side so that your little foot handlebars like you're riding a bicycle. One more inhale wherever you are. One more exhale. Release the grip with the hands. Slide that left knee off to the left so you end up with left ankle stacked over right knee. That figure four shape once again. Either staying here or maybe threading this time left arm between legs. Right hand comes around to knee on top of right shin or behind right thigh. Flexing that left foot, again, big toe side of the foot presses away from you. And you draw the legs in towards center. Sending the breath to that outer left hip. Maybe left elbow gently encouraging that left thigh forward. Once again, starting to work that shin to parallel, this time with the top edge of your mat. One more inhale. One more exhale. Gently release, arms off to the sides. One more time, we'll bring the legs up to a 90. And then as we're here, we'll bend up the knees. If you're healthy in the neck and the spine and this works for you, welcome to take a couple of rolls up and down the spine, eventually landing up in a comfortable seat. If that rock and roll doesn't work for you, just plant the soles of the feet, roll off to one side and use the hands to press up. Once you've found your way up, find your comfortable seat on your mat, whatever that looks like for you today. I love that you guys have friends too that are helping you on your mats. From your comfortable seat, big inhale, arms sweep up overhead, gaze to the thumbs. As you exhale, we'll take a twist. Right hand comes behind the back, left hand outside the right knee. Gaze comes over your right shoulder. Sitting up nice and tall, walk that right hand in nice and close to your seat so you sit up a little bit taller. With each inhale, imagine growing a little longer through the spine. Each exhale, pulling the belly in as you squeeze out the breath to twist a little deeper. And then as we're here, stay in that twist, body twisting to the right, but bring the gaze back over left shoulder. One more inhale. And one more exhale. Release the twist, bring the gaze and the shoulders back through center. Beautiful. Give yourself one big inhale, shrug the shoulders way up into the ears. Exhale, draw the shoulders back and down. Inhale, palm sweep up overhead. Exhale, twisting to the left. Left hand behind the seat. Right hand outside the left knee. Gaze comes over your left shoulder. Again, walk that left hand in nice and close to the seat. It acts like a little kickstand to help you sit up nice and tall. Broadening across the front of the chest. Collarbones widen. Each inhale, go tall. Each exhale, twisting just a little bit deeper. And then keeping that twist with the upper body, just bring the gaze back over that right shoulder. One more inhale here. One more exhale. Gently release gaze and upper body, come back through center. Big inhale, shrug the shoulders way up into the ears. And exhale, draw the shoulders back and down. Beautiful, guys. From here, extend that right leg out to the right. So you end up in this sort of wide-legged Janu Shirshasana. So sole of left foot to inner right thigh. Flex that right foot, pull the toes back towards you. Rolling up on right kneecap, staying nice and active. Take a big inhale, arms sweep up overhead. And exhale, right hand comes down inside the right leg. Left arm stretches up and over the ear. Now as we're here, start to spin that left palm to face away from you, so over towards the left side of your room. And then start to lower the palm down towards the mat as you relax right ear to right shoulder. Stay nice and active through that left arm, extend out through left fingertips. And really just let the weight of the head create that stretch. So no tension through the neck, just letting it drop down. If you'd like to deepen the pose, maybe starting to walk those right fingers a little further away. But as you do, counteract that by stretching out a little further through left fingertips. And then as we're here, maybe starting to play with the angle of that stretch in the neck. So tilting the head slightly back. And tilting the chin slightly forward. Just slowly moving back and forth here. When you find that sweet spot that could use a little extra time, just spending an extra breath there. Last one, in and out here. Keeping that right ear drop down to the shoulder, release left hand to left knee, and use the right fingertips to gently press the head back up through center. No effort in the neck together. Beautiful, guys. Plant the left palm outside the left hip. On the next inhale, right fingertips sweep across the mat all the way back and up as you press the hips up away from the mat. And then again here, option to stay right where you are, or option to bend up the right elbow, cradle the head in the hand, and lie back into that support. One more inhale. And exhale, slowly release, lower the hips back down to the mat. As you find your way there, just shifting on the mat so you start to square yourself over the right leg. So rather than that wide-legged stance, taking the more traditional pose. Flex that right foot once again, re-engage the quadriceps. Inhale, arm sweep up overhead. And exhale, folding forward. As we're here in the fold, take an inhale, lift up halfway, lengthen the spine. Feel for sending the sternum a little further away from the ribs, and the ribs a little further away from the pelvis. And then exhale to fold, sinking into that space you create. Next inhale, walk your way back up through center. And switching sides, bring that right foot in. Extend the left leg out long. Again, starting with that nice wide stance. Flexing the left foot, pull back on the toes, engage the quadriceps to draw up on the kneecap. Big inhale, arm sweep up overhead. And exhale, left hand inside the left leg, right arm stretches up and over. Keeping both sides of the body nice and long here. As we're here, start to flip that right palm the other way, facing towards the right side of you. And then as you drop left ear to left shoulder, start to lower that engaged right arm down. So right fingertip should be pointing behind your right hip, really extending down. Imagine dropping that right shoulder away because you're reaching so much through right fingertips. Let the head fall off completely, finding this nice big stretch through the entire right side of the neck, maybe even all the way down through the right arm. If you'd like to deepen the pose, maybe starting to curl those left fingers a little further away, getting more into that right side body. And then as we're here, starting to play with the angles in that stretch, so maybe gently tilting the head back and gently dropping the chin forward. All the while, reaching out through those right fingertips. And when you find that sweet spot that can use a little extra attention tonight, spending your final breath cycle there. Keeping left ear dropping heavily down to left shoulder. Bend up the right elbow, right hand to right knee, and use the left fingertips to gently press the head back up through center. Beautiful, guys. Plant the right palm behind the right hip. On the inhale, left fingertips sweep across the mat in front of you and all the way up as you press the hips up away from the mat. Again, maybe staying right here, extending out through left fingers. Or maybe bend up that left elbow. Cradle the back of the head in the hand. One more inhale. Exhale, slowly lowering the seat back down to the mat. And then shifting on your mat, so you start to take that more traditional pose, squaring the chest over that left thigh. Re-engage through the quads, flex the foot. Big inhale, arms reach up overhead. And exhale, forward folding over the left leg. Staying nice and engaged in that left leg. We'll take an inhale to lift up halfway lengthened. Feel for lengthening out the front of the body, chest gets further away from the nose. And exhale, folding into that space you create. Next inhale, slowly walk your way back up through center. And then from here, crossing at the ankles, we'll plant the palms, find your way to the hands and knees, tabletop. Stacking wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. On the next inhale, tuck the toes, drop the belly, lift the tailbone, lift the gaze for cow pose. And exhale, untuck the toes, press the mat away, tuck chin to chest, curl the tailbone forward for cat. Inhale, toes tuck, belly drops, gaze and tailbone. Exhale, untuck the toes, press the mat away, rounding the upper back, lift the back of the heart. Last one like that, big inhale, really draw the shoulders back. Exhale, untuck the toes, press the mat away, everything draws in and up through center. Inhale brings you back to a neutral spot. We'll separate the knees about max distance apart, big toes together, and sink the hips back to the heels for child's pose. As we're here, dropping the elbows down to the mat, bring the hands through prayer, and then bending up the elbows, bring the thumbs to the nape of the neck. Option to stay there, pressing the shoulders down towards the mat, like you want the armpits to touch it, or maybe interlacing the fingers behind the back of the head, and just giving yourself a gentle tug forward on the back of this head. Wherever you are, release the hands forward. On the next inhale, slide the nose and chest forward along the mat, coming onto the belly, chest, heels up for cobra pose. All 10 toenails pressing down into the mat, elbows hugging nice and close to the body. Hands are light on the mat, maybe even starting to float up off of them. Keep the gaze nice and neutral towards the top edge of your mat. so the neck is in line with the rest of the spine. One more inhale, pick up one more inch. As you exhale, lower the head down to the mat. From here, take the arms out to a T. Take a peek to each side. Make sure that the arm is coming straight out from the shoulders. So you're not reaching too much forward or too much back. Try to keep it in that nice line perpendicular to the body. Then from here, left ear comes down to the mat. We'll bend up the right knee and start to step the right toes back behind you, over towards the left side of the mat. If that foot doesn't touch, that's okay. Just let it dangle wherever it does. And then as we're here, maybe keeping those right fingers crawling away from you, working more into that twist, working front of right shoulder back down towards the mat. Or maybe feeling it more in that left shoulder by walking right hand in a little closer to the body. Maybe rolling a little further onto the left side body. Moving nice and mindfully, slowly, allowing the breath to guide the pose. If you'd like to come a little deeper, maybe planting that right foot down on the mat. Maybe even bending up the left knee to match it, thinking as if you're in a bridge pose from the waist down. Again, moving mindfully. This is a big opening for that left shoulder. So if it doesn't work for you, there's no need to take every variation that is offered. Do what's best for your body and your practice. Take one more big inhale here. One more exhale. Slowly start to curl those right fingers away from you if you brought them in. And finding your way back onto the belly. Passing through center, nose, forehead down to the mat just for a breath. And then switching, right ear comes down to the mat. Bend up the left knee, step those left toes back behind you over to right side of your mat. Again, maybe you keep that left hand crawling away from you, working front of left shoulder down to the mat, bringing this focus more onto the twist. You like to bring the focus more into opening up that right shoulder, maybe starting to crawl the left fingers in, bringing the hands a little closer to the body to roll further onto the right side body. If you'd like to deepen the pose, maybe planting the sole of that left foot down to the mat. If you'd like to deepen further, maybe even bending up the right knee to match, again like you're in bridge pose. One more inhale wherever you are. One more exhale. And starting to reverse out the way you came in. Left hand crawls away, find your way back onto the belly. Gaze down to your neck, off the tip of your nose. And then drawing the hands in a little closer, fingertips come down off the edges of the mat. So you get this nice 90-degree angle at the elbows. On the next inhale, peel the chest up off the mat. Maybe gently lift the gaze. Squeeze shoulder blades together. Feel for drawing the elbows in towards the body. All 10 toenails still pressing actively down into the mat. Maybe so much so that the kneecaps lift off the mat. And then feel for reaching that tailbone back towards your heels. Finding that slight pelvic tilt. As we're here, one more inhale up through center. As you exhale, dip the left shoulder in through center, gaze comes over the right shoulder. Inhale brings you up through center. Exhale, dip right shoulder in, gaze comes over the left. Once more each side, inhale through center, squeeze shoulder blades together. Exhale, left shoulder in, gaze over the right. And last one, inhale, center. Exhale, right shoulder in, gaze over the left. Inhale brings you back up through center. And exhale to lower down. Bring the palms underneath the shoulders, press up to a tabletop. From here, we'll walk the hands forward about an inch. Tuck the toes, lift the hips. Find your downward facing dog. Take a couple of breaths here in your dog pose, walking it out. Bend one knee, bend the other. Sway the hips side to side, drop the heels side to side. Any little movements that feel good to you. Beautiful, guys. Starting to find some stillness in that downward facing dog. On the next inhale, meeting with the upper back, roll the body forward like a wave to your plank pose. As you exhale, bend the knees, bend the elbows. Press the hands away to send the hips back and then straightening the legs any amount, downward facing dog. So we're finding these spinal rolls back and forth between down dog and plank. Slow motion, inhale, lift up onto the toes, lead with the upper back, wave forward, plank pose. Exhale, bend the knees, bend the elbows. Press up and back, downward facing dog. Nice, guys. One more time like that. Inhale up onto the toes, roll the body forward, plank pose. Exhale, bend knees, bend elbows. Press up and back, downward facing dog. This time we'll inhale, lift up onto the toes, soft bend at the knees, gaze comes forward. And exhale, tiptoe your way to the top of the mat. Once you've reached the top, settle the heels down. Take an inhale to lift up halfway lengthen. As you exhale, separate the feet about hips distance apart. Bend the knees, grab opposite elbows. Hang down for ragdoll pose. Taking that nice generous bend at the knees to create a belly to thigh connection, supporting the low back as we take this fold. Option to stay here, really just letting everything release as you hang down. Or option, if you like, a little more active opening for the back of the neck, to once again interlace the fingers. Take the hands around the base of the skull and just let the elbows drop in towards one another. So not so much an active tug on the neck as just letting the weight of the elbows coming in create the stretch. One more inhale wherever you are. And one more exhale. At the bottom of the exhale, release your grip, arms dangle down to the neck. Keep that soft bend at the knees as you inhale to roll all the way up to stand, coming up one vertebra at a time. Arms dangle down heavily, head comes up last. As the head lifts, give yourself a big inhale, shrug the shoulders way up into the ears. As you exhale, draw the shoulders back and down. Walk the feet back together to touch. Inhale, palms sweep up overhead. Interlace all 10 fingers, release the index, cross the thumbs. One more big inhale here, lengthen up through center. As you exhale, side bending to the right. Draw the low belly in, find that support from your core. Feel for rolling left shoulder open, maybe gaze gently lifts underneath that left shoulder, just like at the beginning of practice when we were lying down. One more big inhale here. One more exhale. Next inhale brings you back up through center. Switch the grip with the hand so opposite thumb comes on top. And exhaling here. Next inhale, lift the ribs out of the waist, grow tall. And exhale, side bending to the left. This time rolling that right shoulder open, maybe lifting the gaze gently underneath right shoulder. Drawing right hip forward, drawing low belly in. Keep that tailbone reaching down. Find that stability from your core. One more inhale. And one more exhale. Next inhale brings you back up through center. Exhale, soft bend at the knees, forward fold over the legs. Inhale to lift up halfway, lengthen. Exhale, plant the palm, step back, plank pose. Holding here a few breaths. Always welcome to drop the knees if you need to. If the knees are lifted, engage through the quads to really lift the backs of the knees and reach the heels towards the back of the mat. Spread the fingers out nice and wide. Feel for drawing elbows in towards one another. Find that slight doming to the upper back, that slight tuck to the tailbone, hollowing out the front of the body. One more inhale here. Exhale, press up and back, downward facing dog. Next inhale, roll forward, plank pose. Exhale to lower down the knees, chest and chin. Tops of the feet press. Inhale to slide through cobra pose. Exhale, tuck the toes, press up and back, downward facing dog. Next inhale, right leg sweeps up and back. Exhale, rock forward, draw knee to nose. Step right foot between the hands. Right hand can help it there if it needs to. We'll drop that left knee down for a lunge. Untuck the left toes and inhale, fingertips sweep forward and take a peek down. Make sure that right ankle is stacked directly under the right knee. Readjust the stance as needed. Soft shoulders, let them melt away from the ears, not gathering tension where it doesn't need to be. Big inhale here. Maybe start to lift the gaze as you lift the ribs out of the waist. As you exhale, interlace all 10 fingers. Take the hands around the base of the skull. Lie the head back into that support. Open the elbows out wide to expand across the chest. And then as we're here, maybe starting to use the hands to gently tug upwards on the back of the skull. Neck releases completely. One more inhale. Exhale to release the hands down to frame that right foot as you straighten the right leg half split. Coming up onto that right heel, flex the right foot. Big inhale, lift up halfway to lengthen the spine. And exhale to fold. Next inhale, rebend the right knee. Find your way forward to that lunge. We'll tuck the back toes, lift back knee, and step the left foot to meet the right at the top of the mat, forward fold. Take an inhale to lift up halfway, lengthen the spine. And exhale to fold. Inhale, press down through the feet, come all the way up to stand, palms press at the top. And this time we'll exhale, forward folding, float right back down, soft bend in the knees. Inhale to lift up halfway, lengthen the spine. Exhale, plant the palms, step back, plank pose. Once again here, holding 3 breaths, getting in that core request for the day. If the knees are lifted, really engaging through the quads, lift up on the backs of the knees. Press the hands down firm and keep the ribs and the waist up away from the mat. One more inhale here. Exhale, press up and back, downward facing. Next inhale, roll forward, plunge your plank pose. Exhale to lower knees, chest and chin, or chaturanga. Wherever you are, elbows hugging tight to the bottom. Tops of the feet come down to press. Inhale to slide through, take a backward bend. Tuck the toes, press up and back. Exhale to your downward facing dog. Next inhale, left leg sweeps up and back. Exhale, nice and slow, rock forward, draw knee to nose. Step left foot between the hands. Again, left hand can help it get there. We'll drop the right knee down, untuck right toes. And inhale, fingertips sweep forward and up. Finding that nice long lunge, but staying active. Everything pulls in and up through center. Take a peek down, make sure the ankle is stuck directly underneath the left knee. And soften the shoulders, let them melt away from the ears. Take a big inhale here, lift the ribs out of the waist, maybe starting to lift the gaze. So you exhale, interlace all 10 fingers, opposite grip if you can remember, and basket the hands around the back of the skull. Open the elbows out nice and wide as you lie the head back into your own support. And then maybe staying here, or maybe starting to gently tug up on the back of the skull, tractioning out through the neck. One more inhale. Exhale, release the hands down to frame the left foot as you straighten the left leg, half split. Coming up onto that left heel, flexing the left foot. Take an inhale here in the pose, lift up halfway, lengthen the spine. And exhale to fold. Next inhale brings you back forward to your lunge, rebending that left knee. We'll tuck the right toes, lift the right knee, and step the right foot forward to meet the left, standing forward fold. Inhale to lift up halfway, lengthen the spine. And exhale to fold. Soft bend at the knees. Inhale brings you all the way up, palms perhaps overhead. And exhale, hands over the heart. Inhale, palms sweep up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to lift up halfway, lengthen the spine. Exhale, plant the palms, step back, plank pose. Last time holding here, let's give it 3 breaths. Activating into the low belly, drawing the tailbone underneath you, lifting up through the back of the heart. One more inhale here. Exhale, press up and back, downward facing dog. Next inhale, right leg sweeps up and back. This time we'll exhale nice and slow, rock forward. Draw right knee to right elbow. Step the right foot outside the right hand for a lizard lunge. Again, right hand can help it get there. Stacking the knee over the ankle. And then staying active here on those back toes for a couple of breaths. Driving the motion with that left heel, maybe starting to create a little rock forward and back. And as you're ready, settling that back knee down, untucking the back toes. Maybe staying here on your hands. Feel for dragging the palms to the back of the neck to send the chest forward through the shoulders. If you have more depth in this pose this morning, welcome to start making your way down first to the left forearm, then maybe the right. If you're coming down to those elbows, same thing from there. Feel for drawing the arms back to send the chest forward through the window of the shoulders. Do the best that you can to keep drawing that right knee in nice and close to the body. Keep weight heavy in the big toe side of that right foot. Let the breath slow down. Exhales a little longer than the inhales. Telling the body that it's okay to relax here. Moving into a twist from here. So if you're on the forearms and you know it's in your practice, welcome to stay on the forearms. You'll just cross that left forearm across so the hand starts to grab towards that right foot. If you're up on the hands, left hand stays down. Wherever you are, right hand lifts. Bring the gaze up to that right thumb. Feel for rolling right shoulder back. Option to stay right where you are. Or option, if you like, if you have more depth in the pose, to bend up that left knee. Hand reaches back for left foot. Grabbing for pinky toe edge of that foot so you continue to roll right shoulder up. One more inhale wherever you are. One more exhale. Release that foot if you haven't. Both hands come back down to the mat. From here, we'll come right down to a pigeon pose. So work your way up back to the hands if you aren't there already. Right hand comes to the outside of right foot. Heel toe right foot over to left side of the mat. And drop the shin down for pigeon pose. If this doesn't work for your knees, your ankles, any of the joints feel any pain or strain, lean over to the right side. Swing that left leg out in front of you. Coming down to the back, cross right ankle over left knee, flexing right foot and drawing everything in, just like that variation from the beginning of class. If you're in that pigeon pose and you're happy here, take a peek back. Make sure that left leg and left toes are pointing straight back behind you. We'll take a big inhale, lift up through the chest, shoulder blades draw together, think cobra pose. And exhale, forward folding over that shin and in. Spending a few breaths here, melting down into the pose. Notice what it feels like. You have that tension. If you send the breath there, meet it with a softening rather than resistance. If you're comfortable in the pose and you'd like to deepen, maybe starting to cross the left arm underneath the body, left ear down to the mat. Right hand can stay where it is. Maybe it reaches forward. Or maybe it comes up and around the back, looking for right toes behind you. Again, you'll need to take all the variations that are offered, simply to give you options to serve your practice best today. And whatever works for you. Beautiful, guys. Moving in and out of your last breath here. Slowly start to release the variations. Pigeon pose, find your way back up onto the hands. If you're in that reclined pigeon, start to make your way back up. We'll meet the downward facing dog. So maybe rolling off to one side or maybe rocking and rolling up to a seat. If you're in that pigeon, tuck the back toes. Nice and slow. Lift that right leg up and back. Give yourself a couple of big circles into that hip joint. And slowly release. Find your downward facing dog. Option to take a vinyasa between the sides if it's calling to you. Otherwise, we'll meet here in the dog. Nice job, guys. On the next inhale, left leg swoops up and back. Exhale, nice and slow, rock forward, knee to left elbow. Step that left foot outside the left hand. Again, left hand can help it there. It can heel toe up to the front of the mat. So both hands are inside that left foot for lizard lunge. Driving the motion with the back heel, start to rock forward and back. And then as you're ready, starting to settle that back knee down. Again, making sure you have the left knee stacked directly over the ankle. We'll untuck the right toes. And again, maybe staying here on the hands, drawing the hands back to send the shoulders back and the chest forward. If you're coming in deeper, maybe starting to make your way down. First the right foot, then maybe the left. Wherever you are, working to keep the inner edge of that left foot heavy, knee drawing in towards the side body. If you're on the forearms, same thing, drawing the arms back to send the chest forward and through. Looking for as much length as we can find here through the spine. Again, exhale is a little longer than the inhales. signaling the body that it's okay to be here, that you're safe. Allowing that parasympathetic nervous system to start to take over. And then working into that twist from here. So if you'd like to stay on the forearms, you'll cross that right forearm over towards your left foot. If you're on the hands, right hand stays down on the mat. Wherever you are, left hand reaches up overhead. Gaze to that left thumb, rolling left shoulder back. Maybe staying there. You have a little more depth available to you. Maybe bending up the right knee. Left hand reaches back for pinky toe edge grip on the foot. One more inhale here. And one more exhale. Release the foot if you haven't. Both hands come back down to the mat. And we'll make our way down to that pigeon pose. So left hand to the outer edge of left foot. Heel toe the foot over to right side of the mat. And sink the hips down for that pigeon pose. If you're staying here in the pigeon, take a peek back. Make sure that right leg and the right toes are pointing straight back behind you. Take a big inhale, think cobra pose, lift the chest. And exhale, folding down any amount. Pigeon pose doesn't work for the knees, the ankles, any pain or strain in the body. This time we'll lean over to the left side. Swing the right leg forward. Come to lie down and cross the left ankle over right knee. Coming to lie down and drawing the legs in, keeping that left foot flexed. Wherever you are, sending the breath where you feel the tension. Allowing that tension to melt away with the exhales. Again, if you're in that traditional pigeon pose and you'd like to deepen, this time right arm threads underneath you, right ear comes down to the mat. And left hand can stay where it is. Maybe it reaches forward, or maybe it comes around the back looking for left toes behind you. Wherever you are, one more inhale. And one more exhale. Slowly starting to release the variations. Pigeon pose, find your way back up onto the hips. If you're in the reclined variation, we're going to make our way down to the back. So if you'd like to take the vinyasa, you're welcome to make your way up. Otherwise, you can stay there and wait for us to meet you. If you're in that pigeon, find the hands, tuck back toes, lift back knee. Nice and slow, left leg comes up and back. And we'll circle out that knee joint, give yourself a couple of big circles. Working it back into that hip. And release, find your downward facing dog. One more chance for a vinyasa if you like, one more for the practice. Otherwise, from here, we'll bend the knees. Find your way down to the seat. Swing the legs out in front of you, coming all the way down to the back. No rush to get there. If you're taking your vinyasa, take your time. Once you found your way down to the back, draw the knees into the chest. From here, extend the legs up overhead, hands come out to the sides. Once again, coming with the legs in a 90. Or if that shoulder stand is in your practice and you know what to do, welcome to make your way there. If you are taking that shoulder stand, moving mindfully, keeping yourself safe, taking the weight out of the neck, keep it in the shoulders. you're in that shoulder stand and plow poses in your practice, welcome to make your way there. You have the legs at a 90 and you still like to take the plow, welcome to make your way there. Bringing the toes to the mat behind you. Maybe walking the shoulders a little closer together. So the feet don't quite touch the mat, just keep the hands on the low back for support. Otherwise, maybe you interlace the fingers along the mat. If that plow pose isn't quite for you this morning, then feel free to either draw the knees into the chest or grab a pinky toe edge grip on the feet, stacking the heels over the knees for happy baby. If you're taking that happy baby, feel for rolling the tailbone down to the mat, drawing the shoulders down to the mat, maybe even taking a little rock side to side. If you're in the happy baby, slowly release, bringing the feet back out. Actually, bring the feet back up to a 90. We'll all meet here. So if you're in that plow pose, back, bring the hips down onto the mat. We'll all meet here with the legs at a 90. So that we can all come together into that fish pose. So gently lift the hips. Bring the hands together underneath the seat. Maybe hook the thumbs underneath you. Keeping the legs nice and strong and straight. Start to lower the heels down towards the mat before the feet touch. Propping up onto the elbows, soften the crown of the head back down to the mat for fish pose. Keep those thighs engaged, pointing through the toes, lifting tall through the chest. One more inhale here. As you exhale, slowly release. Back body sinks down to the mat. Arms relax off to the sides, feet come apart. For our final twist, we'll keep it nice and gentle. So bend at the knees, bring the feet to the outside edges of the mat, and just drop the knees side to side, windshield wiper the legs. The next time that the knees drop to the left, keep them there. Gaze comes over the right shoulder. Of course, if you have different variations for your supine twist you prefer to take this morning, you're welcome to take them here. Allow everything to soften, shoulders to remain heavy on the mat. Next inhale, find your way back through center. Give yourself a couple more windshield wipers, drop the knees side to side. And the next time knees drop to the right, keep them there. Gaze comes over the left shoulder. If you took a variation on the first side, make sure you find the same one. Letting everything relax. Next inhale, find your way back through center. Drop the knees side to side, one final round. And then from here, drawing the knees into the chest, one last squeeze in through center. And release, coming out to your final resting pose. Arms and legs relax off to the sides. Once again, shoulder blades drawing down, hips drawing down. Let everything release down into the mat. Allow the eyes to close. One final deep inhale all together through the nose. And exhale, side up and out. Let everything sink down into the mat. Allow the eyes to remain still behind their lids. Soften all the muscles of the face, the scalp, loose around the skull. Back of the neck long and heavy, melting down into the mouth. The collarbones softening. The shoulders and shoulder blades melting down. Arms heavy on the mat. The shoulders all the way down through the fingertips. Entire torso heavy on the mat. And belly soft. The chest loose. And breath gently expanding and deflating. And ribs, belly. Legs heavy on the mat. From the hips, the seat, all the way down to the tips of the toes. Feel all the muscles soften. All the bones growing heavy. And breath getting more shallow. So you release all control. All the effort drains out of the body with the exhales. Spend a few moments here enjoying your rest. When it's time, I will bring you back. Slowly start to deepen the breaths. Each inhale a little bit deeper than the last. Breathing life back into the body. Starting to invite small movements to the fingertips, the toes. Inviting that movement up into the hands, wrists, the feet, and the ankles. Maybe rocking the head side to side, taking any little movements you need to wake back up into the body. And bring the arms up overhead, just like the beginning of class, getting that nice long fingertips to toes, full body stretch. And drawing the knees into the chest. Gently roll over to the right side, using the right arm as a pillow. And using the hands to gently press back up through center. Coming up to your comfortable seat and keeping the eyes closed as you arrive. Bring the palms together over the heart. Take a moment, if you set one, to revisit your intention. Take an inhale to lift the chest. And exhale to bow the head. Seal your practice any way you choose. Thank you so much for spending your time, your energy with me this morning. As always, it's an honor and a pleasure to be here on the mat with you. The divine in me bows to and honors the divine in each of you. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. Thank you for joining.
Thank you, Sam.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.